Young volunteers headlined Tzu Chi's 2017 Buddha Day ceremony with a drum and bell performance. A nurse accompanies former patient's 3 children as if they were her own children. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Marilee Shota. Thank you for joining us. Central Italy suffered a devastating earthquake last year, with many victims continuing to worry when their homes will be rebuilt. Tzu Chi volunteers from 6 different countries came together to care for the quake survivors by hosting another aid distribution. The scene was filled with both laughter and tears, as many still have vivid memories from this disaster.
It has been more than 6 months since the strong earthquakes hit this area. However, the scene remains quite vivid in the memory of many victims. Tzu Chi volunteers from 6 European countries come together to console many of these earthquake survivors.
We are very touched with this interaction, as Tzu Chi brings vitality and a pleasant feeling. For us, the time when the earthquake occurred is still quite vivid.
Because the road to rebuilding their homes is far away, volunteers once again set foot on the injured area, caring for these survivors and helping them gain a positive perspective. The town of Leonessa was one of the hardest hit, as Tzu Chi volunteers try to spread the power of love.
Come ho detto prima, in Italia si dice che
As I said before, Italians believe that the ability to help those who have the greatest need is a joyful thing.
42 volunteers work non-stop as they divide into 2 different groups, with one providing disaster relief and the other arranging activities. On the second day at the Cittario, disaster relief funds are distributed. Residents of the area happily clap along to the performance.
I'm really excited. This is something really new to me, and I'm really touched.
And what are your feelings after these 2 days?
It's like this foundation makes so much to help the people, and people are feeling this and the love they're sharing, and I'm really glad I can give a little bit love and help too.
Respectfully offering this financial aid, volunteers are endearing themselves to these earthquake survivors.
One of the main goals of hosting the Buddha Day ceremony is to inspire one's compassionate heart and find one's pure innate nature. In New Taipei City, Shancheng, over 1,000 people attended the ceremony to garner blessings for all. Meanwhile, in Banqiao, a community ceremony was held, and thanks to a team of behind-the-scenes volunteers working diligently, the event went off without hitch. At the community Buddha Day ceremony in Banqiao, people invited one another to attend. Ye Wenhan is thankful Tzu Chi volunteers have often visited her grandmother and kept her company.
Actually, I want to contribute my share too. After getting in touch with Tzu Chi, I feel I can use my strength along with others, and it will become a greater force. I really like it here.
In order for a Buddha Day ceremony to come to fruition, many volunteers are involved. There are some responsible for making buns. Others are busy putting together floral arrangements to bring a bit of beauty to the venue.
Today, basically, there are 16 sisters who are here to help decorate. Among these 16 sisters, 12 have never done flower arrangements before.
By helping to put together the lotus pond, every volunteer is filled with wisdom and humility. A community Buddha Day ceremony was also held in Shancheng, bringing together many people and allowing harmony to be shared by all those who attended. In our next report, we hear from two youngsters discussing their motives and determination as participants in the sutra performance in the Buddha Day ceremony.
Focused eyes and sonorous voices along with precise movements. This is Zhang Zhiyu, who studies at the Department of Chinese Opera of the National Taiwan College of Performing Arts. She practices diligently for the high school graduation performance. As Zhiyu just reached the age of 18 in March, she also plans to give herself a special coming-of-age ceremony. Here at the rehearsal for the Buddha Day ceremony, Zhiyu stands in the first row practicing the bell and drum performance of the Sutra of Practices of Diligence. Though she's attending these events for the first time, she is deeply impressed by the lyrics.
For many people, religion is a kind of belief. For me, it is guidance in life. I think it is not an easy task to help everyone in need. Not everyone can achieve it. But if we can help people around us to lessen some of their worries and solve their problems, one person who affects people around them can influence even more people.
Zhiyu's aunts encourage her to attend this sutra performance. Every time when Zhiyu has some worries, her aunt counsels her patiently and gives her positive energy to help her to move forward in her life.
In the past, she only attended the Buddha Day ceremony. Through the practice of the bell and drum performance this year, I seem to see Bodhisattva seeds starting to grow and sprout. I think these seeds of love have already grown here.
And this is 15-year-old Liu Ruiwen, who always accompanies her grandmother to study sutras at the Jinshi Hall. This year, they used the occasion to participate in the performance of Sutra of Practices of Diligence. As they usually practice in the evening, Liu's grandmother has to return home from Tucheng after work to pick Liu up and send her to the Shuanghe Jinshi Hall. They are never late for practice. What impresses many is her notebook, because she joined this practice later than others. She works very hard to take notes to keep up with the pace of others.
The color of red represents the beats or lyric, and the color of green is for my own mnemonic phrases.
Liu knows how to write sheet music, and she practices diligently, learning to hit the bell and drum clock.
Since I have experience studying music, when I hit the drum, I can keep up with the rhythm or beat. Besides ensuring each movement is in sync with the beat, we also need to match up with the rhythm of music.
Being able to participate in this performance, Liu feels honored and has worked hard to overcome any difficulties. Through the sutra performance, these youngsters have learned to be steady and calm their minds, which helps instill energy into their lives and fills their hearts with love.
Learning choreography for the drum and bell performance might be easy for most young people, but for someone who is hearing impaired, it is not so easy. Yet, Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Yuqi faced this difficult task head-on. She rehearsed for 2 months to get the movements down pat, and now she's able to perform in the 6-minute piece right alongside everyone.
Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Yuqi is hard of hearing. She always goes to the Central Jinshi Hall to rehearse for an upcoming performance after work. Because she cannot hear anything, she spent a long time to memorize the song.
I had to memorize the music and the movement and link them together, so I was exhausted. Every day when I rode my motorcycle to work and stopped at the red light, I would turn up the volume to listen to it and to memorize the rhythm.
Volunteer Xu Meizhen teaches everyone the music and the movement. She discovered when Yuqi started practicing, she could not hear the music and could not move in the same direction as other people.
In the beginning, she was completely lost because she would get confused with the directions, so she had to watch the video for practice.
As the date of the performance is approaching, she has been able to solve her problems one by one, but she is still nervous.
I am more nervous than taking the university entrance exam, but I'll do my best.
After 2 months of intense rehearsing, Tzu Chi is confident that she can do well in the performance. She hopes everyone will come to the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall on the Buddha Day and give her support and encouragement.
As it's nearing Mother's Day, we have a special heartwarming series celebrating mothers. In the first of the series, we meet 3 siblings surnamed Huang who lost their mother at an early age due to cancer. 2 years after their mother passed, their father injured his brain, rendering him unable to take care of the family nor work. With these sudden tragic events, the Huang children were without parental figures. Yet for the past 16 years, Auntie May has stepped in to play the role of a mother. Though not related, Auntie May and the 3 Huang children have formed unbreakable bonds. Over a decade ago, Mrs. Huang was diagnosed with rectal cancer. Her children, being still very young, did not comprehend much that they were facing the loss of their mother.
不要讲悄悄话。他很爱讲悄悄话。他很喜欢这样子。他有声音。
Mrs. Huang purchased a video recorder to capture each and every moment she has left with her children, as she's afraid they might forget about her when she's gone. Two years after Mrs. Huang passed, Mr. Huang slipped in the bathroom and hit his head, leaving him in a terrible condition.
Dad, we wish you a full recovery so you can come back to take care of us.
Changes in their family situation forced the 3 Huang children to grow up quickly. In a blink of an eye, more than 10 years has passed and the 3 Huang children have grown and become adults.
I envy those who have mothers. Whenever it seems like I'm about to forget what my mother looks like, I take out the photo album.
In these years, there has been an Auntie May who has been there with them through it all. Auntie May was their mother's nurse at the hospital. The 2 ladies were similar in age and became fast friends.
It's a tragedy, but it can't be helped. May has been good to them. She takes care of them as if she was their mother.
Like a mother figure, Auntie May became a supportive figure to the Huang children.
It seems like someone is there to care for us. I feel very fortunate.
Many of their life's important moments, such as wearing a skirt for the first time, learning how to tie shoes, or support for exams, Auntie May was by their side. Especially when it's their birthday or Mother's Day, Auntie May is there to celebrate.
They were this little, and now everyone is taller than me. I'm not married, and I don't have kids, so if I didn't have the 3 of them, I won't know what it's like to be a mother.
Not related by blood, but still playing the role of a mother, May has accompanied these children for the past 16 years.
After our mother passed away, thank you for being there with the 3 of us to celebrate a motherless Mother's Day with us.
In these past 16 years, you 3 have been like my children.
Writing down blessings and gratitude for Auntie May, the 3 get to work on making a card.
It looks like the version of me 16 years into the future. Are you asking me to be with you guys until the end of days?
This relationship is priceless in value.
In these past 16 years, I have given them all of my love. I hope they can share the love I've given to more people.
爱心是？爱心，爱心啊！对啊。
In our next report, we'll meet a devoted deputy head nurse of the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital, Wu Dongyun. She's a very patient and benevolent person who always treats patients just like her own family. She also puts the needs of patients as a top priority, as she thinks being a nurse is not just her job, but also her mission in life.
阿嬷，老早，家务默契哦。
This is nurse Wu Dongyun, who always brings laughter to the wards as well as patiently leads seniors to take medicine.
The medicine is ready now. Let's take it first, okay? Drink it slowly and bend your head like this so that you won't choke yourself.
Ms. Wu is the deputy head nurse of rehabilitation wards of the neurology department of the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. During the SARS outbreak in 2003, she saw many suffering and then decided to study nursing.
When everyone wanted to flee from this dangerous place and avoid coming here, medical staff were still persevere with their work. They never escaped.
Though her mother was opposed to her decision, Ms. Wu insisted on doing part-time jobs to save money for the tuition of the supplementary school.
At the time, I left home at around 3 every morning and arrived at the breakfast shop at around 4:30 a.m. My duties included making sandwiches and delivering food to the customers. Later, I would go to a small company to do accounting work.
After studying hard for 1 year, Wu finally obtained permission to study at the nursing department. She even graduated top of her class.
When I was young, my mother invited me to do meditation together. She told me that Guanyin is a compassionate bodhisattva and always extends a helping hand to those who are suffering. After I saw many patients bleeding at the emergency room, I was inspired by this scene and decided to serve as a nurse.
After she graduated, she has been serving at the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital for 8 years.
When we are very busy, we may forget things easily, but I think this is not a problem for her as she's always attentive to many details.
Completing things and doing them well are two different things. When we can do something well, it means that we can bring the complete nursing care to the patient.
Over the past few years, Ms. Wu never forgets her original determination of working as a nurse. This is not only her job, but also a mission in her life.
Since 1951, the Institute for the Blind of Taiwan has been located in Xinzhang, New Taipei City. The institute teaches the blind how to manage their lives through professional training. The institute does not charge those students in the masseur training class any fees, so the cost of this training is a heavy burden for this institute. Recently, the Tzu Chi Foundation signed an agreement with the institute to provide some financial assistance.
他说在眉尾其实只是一个定位的概念，你主要还是要感觉里面的凹陷。
Acupuncture points, meridians, and direct contact are some skills blind people must learn in this masseur training class. It also helps them build up their confidence.
从我们在访谈中，我们也看到
During interviews, we realized many people were not born blind. So when they became blind, their first thought was they had become useless. Many of them have this kind of thinking. It means that if we charge them any fee, they won't be able to come.
Some people become blind because of an accident. Then they lose the ability to manage their lives. Then they will need to rebuild their minds. So far, there are 54,000 blind people in Taiwan, and 90% of them became blind because of accident. 60% of them are over 60 years old. The institute accepts 16 students every year and gives them free room and board. If the cost of professional training is included, the institute must spend over $1.65 million a year. They must try to raise half of the cost.
His blindness may have caused some changes to his family, so we also carry out assistance to his family. In a way, you can say we do assistance in a comprehensive way, so our costs are very high.
The Tzu Chi Foundation signed a cooperation agreement with the Institute for the Blind of Taiwan to help them with some funding.
These are in different professional areas, so we hope to work with a different group and share resources so we can help more underprivileged people.
The Institute and Tzu Chi want the blind to feel a sense of love from society, and eventually they can stand on their own.
There are some 6,000 illegal structures in Taiwan that have a serious impact upon the environment. A recent visit to the area around Taichung, in particular Tanzi, Daya, and Shengang, shows this area, which was once populated with illegal factories, has seen many of them demolished and taken down. In fact, people in this area now don't dare to put up any new illegal structures.
Taichung has a large amount of illegal factories, with talk of legalizing these facilities increasing.
Taichung's Fengyuan and Shengang are yellow on this map, indicating they are agricultural fields. If the government really wants to link these areas into a small-scale industrial area, they will need a separate sewage system, as the existing agricultural drainage system isn't enough. These costs can be quite high.
Many factories are waiting to be legalized as part of the government's new plan. However, when visiting Danzi, Daya, and Shengang, we don't find much new buildings seeking to capitalize on the government's plan.
In Shengang, there's no rush to build. You can see this area has been cleared. They had already built a 3-story structure which disappeared when I returned to take a picture of it. How could it have suddenly disappeared? Because this was demolished, they probably lost nearly $1 million US.
After the demolition of the factory, there are many areas where the losses reach up to millions of US dollars. Due to the huge interest involved in altering the land zoning, pressure has led this individual to wear a mask and avoid looking at the camera, as the interview's subject hopes to disguise her identity.
This farmhouse is legal and wasn't hastily built because it followed all of the standard procedures to make the farmhouse legal. But next door is absolutely illegal because it is just made with metal sheeting.
In Taichung, one illegal factory which occupied the land equivalent to 4 school athletic fields or some 9,000 square meters has been demolished.
This large 9,000 square meter parcel of land has been knocked down, but now you can see that the field is filled with stones and there is no way for it to fulfill crop cultivation.
Here, we can see the Taichung City government's policy of tearing down illegal factories, with this land almost completely restored to its original state. In Taichung, for the moment, few people are willing to quickly build new illegal structures.
Illegal factories are a common sight almost everywhere, and if nothing is done, then the situation will spiral out of control. However, newly planned industrial areas can't accept these businesses, which are highly polluting, meaning they have no place to go, which continues to be a major problem.
Taichung Fengzhou Phase 2 Industrial Park isn't simply helping unregistered factories, but instead to spur industrial development and advance national policy, as we hope to guide these industries with the necessary help they need.
Taichung's regional planning at the moment includes allowing more than 1,000 hectares of land, on the one hand spurring investment, while on the other hand seeing how many factories will step forward. But if you legalize them now, do you really need an industrial park?
The need to maintain the status quo or guide businesses to become legal entities in zoned industrial areas still needs more discussion and debate. Allowing illegal factories to remain and even encouraging their continued survival through road-widening projects will pollute even more farmland and expose many to even more corporate greed, as a proper balance needs to be achieved.
In Malaysia, Tzu Chi's from Serdang and Sri Petaling hosted a one-day camp with the theme of loving the earth by going vegetarian. This camp was attended by 26 collegiate youths who showed their love for the earth by taking on a vegetarian diet. We will leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.